Le glissade. Glissading with traction aids. Sure hope you guys don't do this.
Нам сложет общая история вас, общая история нас. Это пьяные вопли в ногах, а все, что есть у меня, смелость в карманах пустых, открытку строчек простых я подарю тебе навсегда. Первая встречная, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно. Первая встречная, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно, люби. Первая встречная, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно. Первая встречная, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно, люби. Тысячи невстреченных глаз, одиночество сотни лет. Плоти слова променяешь на мертвый букет, променял на мертвый букет. Я вражду, что так долго носил, то прощение, победившее злость, то случайность, победившая мир. Первая встречная, люби меня вечно, люби меня вечно, люби.
We're back with another backpack video, because we're kind of... things will be better soon. That's a promise. Okay. So this is a Marine Corps ILBE assault pack that I bought on eBay probably 15 years ago and have been using ever since. And one of the places I think it really shines is as a winter mountaineering kind of backpack. So I just got back from a trip. I haven't really unpacked much. A few things I washed and I just stuck them back in it because they were right here. And we're gonna do a little video. I would have loved to have done this up in the mountains right where I was using it, but I really didn't want to unpack everything on like sloped, slippery ice and in the cold and in the wind, try to make a video and then try to repack everything without something sliding off the mountain. Your big luxuries up there, you know, that are taking away is like your energy level and your time and your warmth and your water. And those are kind of the things that just sort of tick down really quick, and you really can't fuck around too much, unfortunately, in the winter because the days are so short. And, you know, obviously bring a headlamp. You'll see inside, but it's better to get everything done with natural light. So we're going to go ahead and dig into it. All right, so on the outside here, we'll start with our traction aids first, which is we've got a micro spikes in a bag, just Lark's headed through the little pull handle here and then just kind of stuck through one of the snowshoe holes. And these are good. Most of the time you're going to have these on. I spend most of my time with these on. If I can get through the entire hike without using snowshoes, awesome. That's perfect. Yesterday, didn't have to use them once. There are a couple spots where maybe I could have, but if I can get away with not using them, awesome. Yeah, so, you know, just micro spikes, the name brand. I don't know about the off brands in the bag they come in. They're just little like stretchy crampon juniors. Yeah, anyway, gotta use the XLs. Still probably too small, but it is what it is. And then obviously we have snowshoes. I believe these are basically the military surplus model that you can buy. They come up on like Sportsman's Guide, I think, a lot. The Denali Ascents. I found these on the side of the road for free, and you can buy new bindings with the crampon. This whole assembly, hinge assembly here on MSR. So the old ones were dry rotted and broken, and I just replaced them with brand new ones. Now they're on the other side. They're just hooked through the compression straps in a way where they're secure and not flapping around, and that's good enough for me. The only thing is that they block my water, which is in an insulator, which is, you know, not ideal. I don't really drink a lot of water. That's all I drank yesterday on the hike. So, and I was dehydrated when I started. So that's a little more than average, but not really a big deal. Not really drinking on the go. You too can decrease your water need by just not drinking as much. Just don't drink as much water and you won't need as much water. It's great. Kidney stones? Never had one. Never happening. And then on the other side, we just have a canteen. I couldn't find my other bottle, whatever. These work fine. Nalgene Canteen. For warmer conditions, you know, they have this pile lining, just the USGI, which will work to a point. And then beyond that, you really need a real dedicated bottle insulator. These are also narrow neck, they'll freeze. You can't really keep them in here upside down. Another thing. So when you start out, boiling water, as you can see, I put boiling water in it. That's why it's all kind of deformed and fucked up. And then put it in an insulator. And then if it's really cold, put it upside down. Wide mouths are preferred. They can still go in the insulator upside down. And if it's really, really, really cold, or you're expecting pretty low wind chill, high winds, you can take a hand warmer, start it, get it going, and then put it in the top of your insulator, zip it up, or the bottom of your insulator, rather, sorry. Looking at the top and the bottom gets a little confusing. Put it in the bottom, and that air, you know, that hot warmth will rise in the insulator in extreme cold, or if you're going to be out for a long time. Stainless steel bottles are also great, because if you need to, you can put it on a heat source like a stove or something, or even a fire. The stainless steel Nalgenes, I don't have an example, but they actually just have a nice little cord loop that you can take the lid completely off. Everything is stainless. If you had a bottle hanger or a fashioned one, you could put that right to the fire and it'd be fine. I like those. So that's the stuff that's on the outside. Obviously, that's just Molly clips. I got a little roll of electrical tape here. It doesn't actually stick very well in the cold, but this just sort of lives here all the time. Whatever. Tied to the outside here and getting zipped up in it is just an IFAC insert. Mostly bleeding control, and a boo-boo kit. You know, just a couple compression gauzes, a medical tape roll, and a boo-boo kit with some moleskin, an emergency blanket, some more tape, some prep pads. Nothing serious, but hopefully you never have to use this stuff. But could come in handy for a minor bleeding kind of injury, or, you know, blisters. And then right in here, it's when there's a bunch of stuff in the pack, there isn't a ton of room in these. So there isn't much. Another emergency blanket. They weigh nothing. You cannot have too many of these. You really can't. So that's everything that's in there. I hook my keys, my car keys, to the elastic on the IFAC insert on a loop and clip, and they live there. And that's that. Moving on to the inside. It's mostly just one big pouch with a little hydration bladder holder, and then a inside thing for a frame, which I have in here. That's why I like this one. It has a little hard plastic frame, gives it some shape and structure, which is nice. I just have a scarf, nice wool scarf. I think it's East German, pretty sure. I wanted the one that Patrick Swayze wears in Red Dawn, but with the stripes, but I didn't get that. I got like a letter on it somewhere. If you're a surplus head, it might have faded away by now. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't remember what the letter was. G, maybe? V? A. It's an A, whatever that means. Really faded, gray on gray, black on gray. A. Don't know. See if I can read the tag for you guys. Ewald and Klasser. Und Klasser. Ewald und Klasser. Yeah. And apparently it is 80-20 wool and polyamide, which is probably polyester. It's a little stretchy. Whatever. Good scarf. Yesterday it was warm. I didn't use it for warmth, but I did fold it up in half a few times and use it to sit on an icy rock, so that was nice. Also, near the top, I like to organize things from like things you might need immediately to things it's not as big a deal if it takes a little more time to get to. Socks in a rolled up bag. I just reused an old reduced sodium MRE bag. Love these outer, what do they call this, a menu bag. Love these. Love them. My friend used one for something else. You'll see it in his video. Quite funny. It worked well. Yeah, so obviously a couple pairs of wool socks. I did end up changing socks once. Cool, so the camera turned off because I got a notification, 20% battery or something stupid. And pretty much emptied the pack at this point because I was yapping for many minutes. But the moral of the story is, I have a whole whoopee at the bottom. So where we left off, we were talking about the socks and the scarf. So below that we had shells. These are the UCP wind shells I got pretty cheap a couple years ago. They're really lightweight. They're just nylon. I have added polyurethane panels to the knees because they are not waterproof and they will wet out kind of quick if you're kneeling down, especially on a warmer day. Kind of like today. Wearing jeans right now because I'm not really out too far from home, just in a little kind of state forest kind of area, and my knees are pretty cold because I've been sitting here yapping to a camera that's turned off. Anyway, these are good for wind, and they're also good for retaining a lot of warmth. And they're also good, what I used them for yesterday was sliding down the trail. I didn't seem to abrade them at all, which is nice, but they kind of give you a nice slick surface that you can slide on a little better without getting grinding the snow into something. Okay, running out of storage. So the other thing was a shell top, right? Raincoat. It's a raincoat. The luxury is it has pit zips. That's nice. Put it on for rain, put it on for wind, put it on to hold all your warmth in over your layers. It's great. Under that I had a puffy coat, right? Puffy jacket, whatever. Put that on over most of your layers. Pretty sure. I don't really wear that much. It gets too warm. It's kind of for mostly static stuff, but it's good when you really, really need to get warm. And then in a dry bag under that, I have pants, a thermal top, and some kind of normie waffle top that I could put on in the event of it getting extremely cold or some sort of disaster like a broken ankle or something, and hunker down. And also there's a whoopee in the bottom of the pack. I've got a lap warmer I got for like Christmas. This is just like a really big hand warmer. Again, in like where we're going to a hunker down survival situation, you could apply this to your under your small of your back of your neck, and move it around, try to keep yourself alive. Anything that I think that's worth the wait. I think that's well worth the wait. And then to complement all that, I have a snug pack kind of bivy sack. It's really just a lightweight tarp, very compact, with buttons, so it can be buttoned up, or snap buttons rather, so it can be buttoned up around you. And that's also in here. And then I have make sure we're still recording, a SAM splint also in there. As you can see, knock on wood somewhere. There's some wood. Knock on wood, I've never had to use it, but we almost had to on the hike. Insert clip. Oh, also a flashlight. Should have at least 2-3 ways of having light. A marker, Sharpie, I don't know. I guess it works enough in the cold. Pencils are better, but they break. Whatever, need to scrawl out a note, or I don't know. It weighs nothing. Good to have. On the front here, I have a balaclava that's just tied. The shiesty, as the YNs say. Word to my YNs, what up? Grid fleece shiesty, just sort of tied around that. And then I have a mini multi-tool that's just tied on. Honestly, tiny. Compass hooked to the waist belt in a compass pouch. I've got shell mittens. These are the Marine Corps surplus ones. These are really nice. They're a little bit insulated, which is really nice. And then here I have a sort of roly-poly dump pouch that's hooked around the waist belt. And in that I keep all my things I want to get really quick. So like your liner gloves, right? Your hat, snacks. This is mostly just trash from Chocolate Bar, Jack Links, some Emmy. Some of this, we could go with some of this, right? Granola bar, I ate all this yesterday. One Bronc is never enough. Peanut butter cracker. And hand warmers. Didn't need any of these yesterday. I've also got a lighter in here. And electronic hand warmers. These are nice when you need warmth right away. See, you just push a button and you're off to the races. These are nice. Really nice for winter camping when you first wake up. And you need that warmth right away in your hands when you're outside your bivvy trying to change all your clothes, put all your clothes, do all your... Anyway, guys, sorry about the frantic kind of ending to that video, but I guess my phone ran out of storage and started acting really wonky, and I could only get it in fits and starts. So anyway, here's the loot spread. If you see me in the mountains and you shoot me, not only will you be doing the world a favor, you'll probably be doing me a favor, and my community, and you will get all this stuff. So anyway, hopefully I haven't picked up my face reflecting on these goggles. And look at all that nice stuff that fits in that little backpack. That's a lot of stuff. It's good to be prepared, especially in the White Mountains in New Hampshire. They get some pretty bad weather. So yeah, as you can see, none of this is really specialty dedicated mountaineering gear, except for maybe the super high-speed EMS bottle insulator and the Michael spikes and snowshoes. That's not my name. You do want good boots and Michael spikes. I really think the name brand's probably worth it for those. And good snowshoes, but other than that, man, just bring your stupid LARP shit.
Вечно